You don't need to be a psychopath who tracks every little calorie if you want to get a flat stomach. I got lean in 30 days using 3 simple science-backed methods I've learned over the years that work on pretty much everyone. So in this video, I'm going to break down what these 3 ways are and how you can easily use them to not just get less jiggly and start looking like a Greek god, but so she never cheats on us again. The first method is our best friend because it kicks calorie counting in the balls, allows us to lose belly fat without feeling like Godzilla, but most importantly, guarantees we lose fat and build muscle at the same time. Now, every time my exes and I used to book a hotel room for a romantic getaway, the night before, I'm shaving myself, cancelling my Pornhub premium membership, and use all my willpower to stop wanking because I'm going to war tomorrow. And a soldier needs every bullet he can find so he can go the distance and not have us say, "Don't worry, it's fine, I'll be okay." Now your diet works the same way. If you don't prepare the previous day, you walk into war against losing fat with no weapons. You last about 53 seconds in your diet, just like I used to in the bedroom, and your performance will be a disappointment, also like me in the bedroom. And the best way to prepare is by mapping out your protein the day before. Because when I did this, hunger wasn't an issue as much anymore. Because I was always hitting my protein goal, which kept me feeling full. And that also naturally helped me stay in my calorie deficit. But best of all, it helps destroy the number one factor that keeps us fat: temptation. Every time temptation came up, a friend would say, let's go eat this. I'd have a mental reference point of where I'm supposed to be and what I should be eating. Since I mapped out my protein last night, I knew the previous day for lunch I was having my chicken sandwich. The same sandwich which I slogged in the kitchen for early in the morning. And if I did all that, I'm going to zip it and eat it quietly like a good boy. Mapping out protein the previous day helped me keep myself more accountable and disciplined. It saved me so much mental energy. But the most important reason why you should do this is because if you're constantly hitting your protein target, it helps guarantee that you're building muscle while losing fat at the same time. Now, this sounds wonderful, right? But you might be wondering, how much protein do I need? Or where do I get it from? How many calories do I even need to eat? Well, I put all of these answers for you in a simple guide which you can download, link in the description. It's going to help you get to a 15% body fat way faster. Now, you might have been told before that you need to count your calories, but the reality is that doing that might be causing more harm than good to your progress. So last year, I was trying to get my phone screen time down. It mentally drained me. I was spending 6-7 hours a day just looking at booties on Instagram. So I decided to cut out taking the phone with me when I was going to the bathroom so I don't spend 2 hours in there. And then I realized I started becoming more creative because I was wanking to my imagination now. But a week later, I see that my screen time dropped in half by just this one simple restriction. When it comes to losing fat, we already know what we're eating. Let's not lie to ourselves here. This is a safe space. Say you're eating out 3 times a week. Every day you snack on nuts at work and every night you have a dessert. If you were to pull back and restrict a little, you've already cut out thousands of extra calories. And now whatever you make your body do, whether it's walking around, training in the gym, anything you need energy from, that energy isn't going to be coming from those calories you cut anymore. It's coming from your stored body fat. And as you keep being in a calorie deficit, eventually it'll start taking that body fat from your belly fat and you'll finally have a flatter stomach. By just facing the reality and starting some form of restriction, any restriction, there is going to be some change. Now, I do have a strategy for you to change faster. So in the past month, I did what I call a 4-week sprint. I aggressively restricted junk food and desserts. I lost my belly fat without counting a single calorie. But in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to slightly tone down the restriction and put my cheat meals every 2 weeks instead of every 4 weeks. Mainly because to keep myself happy and make this sustainable. I'm human, man. I need ice cream. Fuck abs. And then I just keep repeating this cycle, playing with that restriction until I'm happy where I'm at. Now, here's my problem with counting calories. Well, for one, the people who obsess over every little calorie, they're usually the most painfully boring humans alive. Now, yeah, technically you can restrict and count calories at the same time for faster results, but let's be real, man. Most normal humans, people like us, aren't gonna live like that, and we don't need to. Think about the times where you want to go into a store and buy something. You know exactly what you want, but the moment you enter the store, you get approached by like 10 salesmen and I don't want anything anymore. Leave me alone. When you're losing fat, you already know what to do. And by making calorie counting a part of the process, it's like throwing one of those salesmen into your everyday process. It's going to drive you insane. It's an extra barrier you need to climb, and we want fewer barriers and as little climbing as possible. You need to keep things simple. The only time I'd say to count your calories is when you know that you're putting a great amount of effort, you're tracking your progress properly, you're doing everything right, and you're just not seeing any results. In that case, track your calories for a week or a month and identify what's silently killing you. But ironically, what also silently kills your progress is failing to identify what's silently progressing you. This is Dee. She struggled with her weight all her life. Until one day, the passenger next to her on an airplane complained that he didn't want to sit next to a fat person overflowing the seat. It was brutal, but that comment led her to lose 112 pounds. Sometimes fat shaming someone can be a good thing, but that was a prick thing to say. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. Is it okay to fat shame someone? But if someone said that to me, I'd fucking get up and pee on the person. Now, she lost all that weight by focusing and doing just one thing. Something so powerful that we neglect because we don't see instant changes from it. Walking to the end of the road, which eventually turned into 10,000 steps and the weight just falling off. You see, when it comes to exercise and burning calories, we have two options. Structured exercise, where you have just 1 hour, maybe 3 times a week. They drain your energy. Maybe they make you so hungry that you eat whatever you burned. And this contributes to just 5% of the daily calories you burn. And remember, you do this just 3 times a week, maybe at most. Your other option is walking. This is low intensity. You don't feel like Godzilla after doing it. It can be done multiple times throughout the day, every day, and it contributes to 15 to 30% of the calories you burn. So if you call some finance investor guy and you ask him what's a better investment on your time and effort, 10 out of 10 times they're going to say walking more. Don't get me wrong though, we still need to lift weights so we can keep building muscle and not end up skinny fat. But your primary source of burning these calories shouldn't be exercise, because usually it's shit for that. Especially HIIT cardio. I've run and taught all those classes and I've seen hundreds and thousands of people stay the same for years because they work their ass off and then they just end up eating what they worked for. It's sad, but it's true. The problem with walking is it's fucking powerful, man, but you don't visually feel anything happening. If you run on the treadmill, you're physically dying. You feel like you lost fat. You feel like you're progressing. You need to know that walking is like a silent fart. You don't notice it, but it's ridiculously powerful. So 1,000 steps is 50 calories burned. So if you're going from doing 4,000 steps a day to 10,000, you're going from burning 200 to 500 calories every single day. And based on old study, that's approximately 2.5 pounds of fat lost. This is such a powerful tool that's helped millions of people get ripped. Also, side tangent, but I saw this video of this tribe that hunts and eats monkeys. Very interesting, but I couldn't help but notice all these guys were super lean because they were so active. It was in their lifestyle. Now, I'm not asking you to go and hunt monkeys, but just park your car further away from wherever you park. Walk to places instead of ordering things online. Do your errands and spend at least an hour a day out of the house. And it doesn't even have to be walking. It can be any low intensity activity you actually enjoy, even a low intensity sport. Just make sure every night before you go to bed, right after you finish your wank, you ask yourself, was I active today? The answer has to be yes. So map out your protein the night before. It's going to make being in a calorie deficit so much easier. It'll keep you feeling full, saving you from thousands of calories, and it'll keep you consistent. Instead of counting calories, set restrictions, but also take breaks in between so you don't burn out. And lastly, make an effort to just move your ass an hour a day out of the house. As you do these things, you keep losing fat. It will go from your arms first, it will go from your back, your ass first. I don't know. Eventually, it'll start going from your belly fat and you'll have a nice lean tummy. Now, I'm going to be real with you. This isn't going to save you if sugar owns your ass like it did mine. Over here, I quit sugar for 30 days, and I must say, not only did it make losing fat 8,000 times easier, but it's one of the best things I ever did for myself.